We're rolling on all cylinders.
And we're
rolling. Guys, have a great show. I'm going to load that up right now.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much.
I always forget the soundboard.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the soundboard.
Oh. Shit, man. The
Anybody
cable's
want
right
this?
here.
Yo, yes.
Okay.
You
Guys, today's episode is sponsored by Anderson Paak.
That's so dope. I remember seeing this.
Y'all got a sponsor? Y'all just saying that? This is the cable.
Okay, thank you.
He's literally just saying
We should be sponsored by Anderson Paak. We need some tents. After this episode, we're gonna definitely need some tents.
Somebody from his street team gave me that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I'll take a picture.
Anderson Paak. Anderson Paak. OG Paak.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thank you. Live stream, what up? How y'all doing? Good to see you. Hey.
It's the fucking Can We Not podcast, episode 15.
16.
Jesus. We had one job, Evan. You had one job, Evan.
Great job, Evan.
Evan, you had one job, man.
You done goofed already.
We can't do the
Soundboard
show
not even
now.
on.
We can't even. We're all discombobulated.
It's all good.
After 15 episodes, you got to give us a chance, guys. You got to give us a moment.
It's not 15? What was 15?
15 was last week.
What was the title?
Don't worry about it.
The
Oh yeah, the dongle. Yeah.
You would figure that because I edit this
You would
audio
know.
and video.
That's
I
how
should
that's
know.
how overworked he is, guys. He's providing you the best content every week,
Yes, I am overworked, but
straight from City World Radio.
yeah. But
Skyrock
nonetheless,
Radio.
we're back. Episode 16.
Back
Can We
at
Not
it.
podcast. Your host Evan Combest and my two co-hosts. We have
Okay.
and
Kenneth.
guys, we're back in the studio. So shout out to City World Radio. Shout out to Skies Crescent Radio. Shout out to Jade. Shout out to
Thank you,
Tone.
Jade.
Best people in the
Tone.
business. And
Yes.
my co-host. How are you guys this week?
We
Doing
good.
great.
We good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know numbers. We know
Facts and dates.
Exactly.
Titles.
Since apparently Evan doesn't know what episode number we're on.
You know what day it is, right?
How are y'all? How's y'all
We're-
week?
No. What day is it, Evan? Actually, yeah. What day is it, Evan?
Evan, no. Evan, you good?
What you mean?
Evan, you good?
wait, what do you mean?
All right. So for those who don't know,
Uh-oh.
if you
I'm
don't,
ecstatic. I'm great.
you sure today? Today you good?
What's up? What happened?
Oh,
Yesterday,
yeah.
Evan was going through it.
Yeah, it seemed like you were.
Evan was working baggage claim because he was in his bag yesterday.
He was in co-check. He had a lot of coats to check.
Are y'all going to tell the people what happened?
Yo, I don't know what it was. Evan was putting up all the saddest songs.
The saddest
Sad?
breakup songs. It seemed
Yo,
like the
those
saddest
were the
relationship
saddest-
songs.
Sad.
Those
Yeah.
songs, those songs
Like
made
you're
me
in your
wanna cry.
feelings.
Those were hit singles.
Okay, no. Actually, I see why he did it because he was saying something about Diddy and Cassie.
No, that's how I'm going to lead into the topic, but
Yeah.
But it seemed like,
you
I don't
should be
know.
awake for pre-production meetings.
Man,
And it was
listen.
like super on point with his intro. Like, yo, you my nigga.
Man, you know what? All
He
right,
led
all
into
right.
it great.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
He led into it great. But
Thanks,
no, I'm
guys.
great. And basically, I was posting hit singles. Y'all never, I was just following the trend that I saw Diddy. He posted up a song. He's like, yo, if anybody sees Cassie this weekend, let her know. Tell her to hear this song, play it for 100 times.
That's a
Yo,
lame
this
move.
is love
I'm sorry.
from me to you.
That's
and
a
it was
lame
Michael
move.
Jackson, Lady in My Life.
Yes.
So
That's a nice
I saw the
song.
trend, and I'm like, yo, Diddy's a multi-millionaire. You got to move like multi-millionaires if you want to be a multi-millionaire.
Exactly.
Didn't he
So
fuck
I
up a
follow-
coach?
Excuse you.
Okay.
Rude.
You want to be next? You know what he did it with?
I'm not coaching anybody. I'm about to coach you though.
So he did that, and that I said, oh wow, this is a great opportunity. I'm like, wow, this the wave we on. This was the wave. So I just jumped on it before everybody got on it with the bandwagon riders.
You're right.
That's a MySpace.
So I got
move.
up on there and let them know how I felt. Put a couple songs up, put messages from my exes.
And
Y'all not-
it-
It's just the wave. I did it
that
before everybody else did
it was the wave.
Yeah,
And
up
then-
until that second part of the wave, the
No, no,
second
no.
wave that came.
No. When the wave was going up, that's when Evan was doing it. That's when he was putting up all the sad stuff. But then he was like, "Wait a minute, I remember who I am." That's when he was putting all the gangster like hood nigga should.
Oh, because I put the meme up of when you miss somebody, but then you remember everything they did to
Exactly.
you.
Exactly.
So then I just changed the playlist up.
Exactly.
Whole mood just shifted. I was like, yo.
Went into I Don't
He
Fuck
went-
With You.
Nah,
He hit
From
a,
Chris
he hit
Brown,
a,
Say Goodbye to
I think I saw Eminem on there though on
he
that
sure
second
did.
side.
Yeah, that Eminem show. Was
Nah,
on there.
yo, let's talk about Superman, man. Who hurt you that bad? Okay,
Anyway.
actually, never mind. Never mind. We're not gonna
I'm
bring
just
it up.
saying
Episode
that
20.
was the wave. Putting up songs for your exes. I joined the movement. I started it. I saw a lot of people following it. A lot of people condoning it. I asked. I put out a survey and I asked the people, were they with it or were they not? And they were with it. So y'all joining the wave?
No, hell no, man. I think we got to stop with them petty posts, man.
I mean, no. You know what it is? Like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna put up a song just because of how this one person made me feel.
But you're putting it's a song as a message to them.
Exactly. I don't want to put up a message
You're
to
dead.
them if me and her are not together no more. I don't want to think about them no more. So why would I put up a song like, "Hey, I'm thinking about you"? I don't want to think about you.
That's crazy. You
You-
don't want to be like Diddy.
Shiny suit, man. Nah, I'm good.
Multi-millionaire.
Nah.
Y'all stay bums. Cool.
Listen, I'm sorry.
broke.
I'm not
Wow.
dedicating
That
extra
ain't-
time to somebody.
That's bum. Stay broke.
That's a dedication.
And just for y'all, just for clarification, I want y'all to know and listeners that it worked because Cassie was on IG posting songs
Oh, I
for
was
Diddy
about to
too. So let y'all niggas know
She's done
that
eating
shit
beans.
worked.
She's done eating beans.
Oh my goodness.
It
Maybe
worked.
she was eating beans.
She was done eating beans. She was eating a can of beans. Saw what Diddy posted and was like, you know what?
What am I doing?
Exactly.
I gotta ask though. Why do you think she would go back
I
over a
didn't-
song?
I didn't say she was going back.
Over a song though? Like she's obviously joining the movement with him.
She was
I
part of
feel
the wave, so she's with it. And don't you want to be doing, man? You
Oh,
wanna be in the
my
same movement with.
goodness.
If you want to be in a movement with anybody, don't you want to be in a movement with Cassie?
Of all the things I want to be in with Cassie, it's not really a movement, but there is movement involved, if you know what I'm
Ah, ha cha 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 cha. That's terrible.
saying. Thank you.
Don't do that, man.
Thank you.
There we go.
Appreciate
He's
it.
working on his tight 5 for the strip.
Yep, exactly.
So y'all not with the wave.
Nah,
Y'all
man.
not joining it.
I'm sorry. That's a MySpace like early 2000s. Like, yo, baby,
Well,
come
I
back.
was so hurt with the news last week about them not being together. So I was super happy just to see a black couple, remember what they had.
Or reconciling.
And reconcile and just come back. They got almost 10 years. You're like, oh, was it just the song? They have 10 years of history.
Yeah,
That's
true.
That's like her best friend.
No, I'm not saying
Yo,
anything
I don't-
against it.
I
I
don't
see
know
where you're
the
putting it.
intricacies of their relationship, but that's like.
But we also don't know what happened
we don't
to have
gotta
them
know.
split. So
I don't gotta know.
why we gotta know about the song? I'm tired of it.
I'm just glad that they're getting back together. Black love.
It's a whack move. Though.
Black love. You don't like black love, so boo to you, but applause for black
Oh
love.
my god.
It's okay. You don't want to applaud black love.
I
Besides,
love
you don't
black
wanna
love.
support- you
I
don't
am
wanna
black
support-
myself.
You don't want to support black
I
people.
too am a
It's
black
crazy. Why you touching my soundboard?
That's crazy. That's crazy. This dude
Doing
crazy.
Black love. It's
Word.
It's
All right.
wildin', right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, speaking of black love, that goes on to my next couple. Will Smith and Jada Smith.
Yes.
Jada.
Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett. You said Jay didn't.
Jada Smith. They the Smiths. They
Yeah,
still the
Jada
Smiths.
Smith.
They still the Smiths, so I'm right.
Jaden Smith and Will Smith going out?
No.
That's
I
weird.
didn't say they were.
Okay,
I said
good.
black love.
Black. Oh.
He can't love his son.
True.
Nah.
No, you can love yourself.
Not as a black man.
This guy hates black love. Stop
Listen,
touching my
man.
soundboard. Stop touching my soundboard. It's crazy. So the Red Table Talk came out.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it last week in some of the headlines. We watched it, fellas.
Yes.
What do we think?
It's great.
It was very
Very insightful. Yes, definitely good. I enjoyed it because it spoke on a lot of things that I guess will pertain to black love and, how people aren't able to reconcile as easily. But I definitely liked how they were able to touch on lots of things in their relationship that would seem like, whoa, I don't know if we can talk about this, especially live and that many people. I think it's definitely needed. People need to see that.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see that side of people that you only hear about in media and read about in like articles and stuff like that. And it's just like to actually watch them sit down and talk about like the details of how they met and how they like got together and stuff like that. Like Will talking about like Alfonso Carlton, like basically introduced them. It was like
Nah, that was crazy.
Nah,
Carlton dated
He
Jada.
dated
that-
Jada
that-
first. That was wild. I was
Yo,
like,
you fucking behind Carlton?
No, Alfonso. I'm sorry. If a dude named Alfonso pick your chick up on a motorcycle, it's done. You got the
That's-
girl.
that's funny.
I would have never
clipped.
thought. The only person you can be is Will Smith to be able to swoop in like swoop swoop.
That's still.
I'm just it's
That was
funny as
insane.
hell. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm
You gonna let
saying? We love
Alfonso?
and we love Carlton.
Exactly.
We love Carlton. We love Alfonso.
But now to find out that he dated Jada.
Let's pause the story
Oh.
for Will right here. I like this topic.
Oh man.
Is it like, do we as men judge women on the men that they date?
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Both sides do it.
Yeah, everybody
But
does
it's
it.
a matter of who's more judgmental. I think that's the
I
case.
like where we're going.
I think it's who's more judgmental.
I mean, like I definitely agree. Like it is a very touchy subject. Like, oh, who were you with before me? Like who?
It says a lot about you.
I
Exactly.
feel like guys are
you're-
gonna be that way.
But sometimes
They're gonna be more judgmental.
I'm not. No. I feel
What
like
if it was your nigga?
Ew.
If it was your friend of
Your
like
homie.
years, and then you sell just like out of nowhere, she comes back out of the blue, she moved away or something like that, and she's like, "Yo, I'm here," and you're like, "Oh yeah, I just met this girl." Da, 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 da.
And then your homie, yeah,
And
that's what
then-
I'm saying.
and
I was
then-
gonna say that. Like, what if
I'm
it's
just-
like you meet the girl, you build a connection, then you find out later on that your homie dated her?
But that's why I think dudes would be a lot more judgmental of it.
Is it really judgmental? Is
Yeah.
it more or less of like I just
Be-
can't mess with you? I'm not. I hate you. It's just I can't.
Yeah,
mess
we'll
with you.
we'll
It's a
approach
res-
it that way,
it's
but as
almost a respect thing.
yeah, I
just
feel
build
like
the
it would be a
line.
respect thing. Yeah, it's a
Boundaries.
line, it's a boundary.
Men are a little bit. Well, I guess I don't want to say men are more strict with their boundaries, but you know.
But let's imagine that you're a year into the relationship, you and your homie, like he's doing his thing halfway across the world, whatever. You're meeting and catching up with this person that he was involved with, and then out of nowhere,
You find
guys, you found out.
Would
You're
you
gonna
leave?
would you leave? That's why I feel like guys are gonna be more judgmental in that state
because
instead
you
of
feel
just
like
being like,
most guys would leave.
of course. Yeah.
Would
Okay.
you?
If it was.
Why'd you look at me?
Listen, I gotta look at you. Listen, we've been on this podcast for 15 episodes, and people
16.
know.
Today is
number
makes
16.
So
See?
we've only been on for 15.
Come on, man. You got it.
When we wrap
Th-
up,
this
it'll
doesn't
make-
count.
No, we
We're
didn't
in the
finish
process
yet.
of it. The
Y'all
whole
one of those-
building might explode.
Y'all
God
one of
forbid.
those.
Knock
Y'all
on
don't
wood.
count. Y'all don't count one.
Listen.
All right, cool. Y'all just start at
Ma-
two.
Listen. All right, Brian McKnight.
Anyway,
all right,
what
listen.
you were saying.
No, I would just really say, like, yo, if it came down to it, I can't move forward with that because it's always going to be that kind of weird energy. I would really need to be secure with everybody involved.
Wouldn't it
in the
depend on if
relationship.
that friend that dated
How the relationship ended between them.
Yeah, are they still in the picture? Because what if they're not in the picture? You just find out, it's, oh, your friend's not around. He moved. He's in a whole nother state. He comes to visit, and you find out during the holidays, and then he goes back to his regular life.
In that sense, it's you probably have to do a little more soul searching about the whole situation with
gonna
everybody
stick
involved. I don't know, because it's just like it's shaky for me, because it depends on the friend, and it also depends on the person that you're involved.
It's like an acquaintance.
yeah,
It's not like a nigga.
but if it
ain't-
was,
it ain't
but if it was your
it ain't
nigga,
day one.
then
It ain't squad. It ain't squad.
if it was
It ain't the team. It
squad,
ain't the team.
if it was team, it's gonna be a little different.
If it was team,
Yeah,
and
because
they
it's
moved
like
away.
Because it's like, okay, the only thing I'm going to really bring up here is like the sidebars and the inside jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that could easily happen.
But if
At
they're
any
cool
point,
with team, then you know that they cool.
They
So-
cool with team, but
I
team
don't
got
like
a group chat.
I don't like how he keep looking at me.
No, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to approach the host and give them
Viewers and
the
listeners,
most.
I don't get it.
Listen, all I can say is the battery's dying on that. But if it came down to it,
No, Jay, it's the live stream.
the live
Yeah,
stream.
the
The
live.
live might die, but we still alive.
There you go.
But I'm
What
just
YouTube's
saying,
for.
if it was a nigga, it's gonna take a little process. The only reason why is because you kind of have to get right with the fact that there's a potential that you are going to be with this person. When
And
I
you
go
already
to,
with them for a whole year, so
Yeah.
you better throw that away.
like I think a big point to go back into the conversation about Will and Jada on Red Table Talk was that he said something really profound. He was like, "Oh, you know, just the fact that if I'm going with someone, especially a female, they're my motivating factor of wanting to do better and to achieve greatness."
So if your homie was there first, that affects it?
For me, in a way, it's like I have to be secure with that because everybody's, in a sense, going along for the ride, you know? Like, I'm going to want to see my best man as my best man, but then it's just like, oh, wait a minute. My best man with my best chick.
All right, so wait. It wouldn't be one of your best. It wouldn't be your best man, but it'd be like somebody you're close enough with who you would consider to be a groomsman.
Yeah. Like that, because that's
affect
a little
it.
bit of work. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that
You
would
got
affect
to,
it.
everybody got to be a little secure with that because there's a lot that, I'm just saying.
I'm not disagreeing. I just want to hear you out.
I mean, I want to be an adult about it, but you know,
Yeah, I wanted you to explain your point for listeners who might be iffy about it on the fence. I like everything that you were saying. I'm not
I
disagreeing.
don't know. It looked like you were. It looked like
No,
just a
I'm being
little
very
bit.
objective. What about you, Kenneth?
If it was like if it wasn't a close friend, it was just like
Somebody who
somebody
you would-
I knew,
A friend that's you're not
a
who's
friend
not-
of a friend.
No, it's somebody who you're close with. You don't see them as often because they moved away, so you find out. But it's somebody who's close enough with you, you would consider them to be like a groomsman at your wedding. Not a best man, but a groomsman. They're that close with you.
I mean, I would have to talk to each of them like individually and like find out like
Damn, how many? The whole groomsman was this?
her and him.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm talking to both of them, but I'm talking to them separately to find out like, okay, how like, not obviously all the nitty gritty details, but like how the relationship like ended, like if they're still on good terms, like exactly what happened, because I don't want
it was a mutual breakup.
If it was a mutual breakup, then yeah,
And they're cool.
Yeah, then I don't see an issue with it because I'm not going to purposely bring her around him, and then I'm not going to bring him around her and seem malicious because I don't want to ruin my relationship with her, and I don't want to ruin my friendship with him, even if we're not that close. Like, I'm still not going to be like, hey, nigga, I'm with your girl now. Well, like I'm not going to do that shit. That's fucked up. So I don't see a big issue with it. But if it was like a bad breakup, then like it really does like require talking to both of them and figuring out like myself. How
So I
would
guess
do it.
variables matter.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have an answer for this one. I don't really have a position in it. If a friend, I'm like I said, I'm really much more like how Kai was saying earlier, like my principles are my principles. So I feel like if you did date somebody I know, I'm most likely not going to continue seeing you. But considering all the variables that we threw in there of like, oh, you didn't, it's a friend that's close, but you don't see him all the time. And oh, but it's a friend that's close enough. You would consider like a groomsman at your wedding. It's, you know, it's a lot. And you've been with her for a whole year. It's a lot to consider.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision. I don't know.
Leave it up to the listeners.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, hit us up.
Definitely.
Hit us up. Let us know what you think, guys. What are your social medias?
Godzilla_Kinda on IG.
Real Whole Fiasco on IG.
And guys, you already know my Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. All those are at Evan Combest. And don't forget to go to our Can We Not Podcast Facebook page, and you can hit us up on there. Let us know what you
Send
think.
us a
Now,
like.
back to Will and Jada.
Yeah.
Now, then they went from there and they talked about how they met.
Yes.
And they said that
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
with some dude. He said, oh, he's with some joker. First of all, any black person that says joker instead of nigga, you know is old.
Yeah,
He's
they,
like, he
they
wanted
definitely
to
old
say-
school.
He wanted to
With
say
some
nigga
old
so
If
joker.
he
bad.
didn't say Joker, he was gonna say some cat.
Yeah.
He's
And
some old cat, you
Second
know,
of
yeah.
all, I know he was talking about Tupac.
With Tupac, really? No, nah.
Think of the timing.
He wasn't talking about no Tupac.
Think of the timing.
I mean, he didn't refer to Pac as one of her relationships, but he did
Remember,
get a
you
little.
remember the part
he
where she
was
like,
a little
yo, I
like.
dated a lot of
He's
men.
like, all right,
Easy
hey,
now.
easy
Relax.
now, easy now.
You can
I'm outta
see
here.
how uneasy.
I felt that.
It was like, listen, woman.
I felt that.
Look here, lady.
No, listen, Joker.
I mean, but have you ever had that problem? You know, in a relationship where like they talked about their past, like you know.
No, I don't mind that.
No.
A woman talking about her past, if she's cool and well past it,
Yeah.
like
What
I
if it's
want to
a
know
lot,
about.
though?
I want to know about it.
What if it's a lot though?
It's a part of you.
Okay.
It's a part of your road and how you became the person you are today. I want to hear it. I want to know your thought process. I want to know all the things that made you who you are. I want to know that. I'm not insecure about that. I don't know.
Fair.
What about y'all?
No, I'm not insecure about that. If you willing to talk about it, talk about it. Go ahead.
I've been through relationships. I've seen it all.
You
It's
don't want
fine.
them to talk about it?
No, that's perfectly fine.
I thought you were just saying
Given,
no, like,
given
no,
the
don't say
no,
shit to me.
no. Given the background history that I've had, I definitely do.
I want to hear it.
I definitely do.
I
No, it's
need that background
It's like,
check.
hey, yeah, just fill out this paper. Yeah, you by all means, of course, yes. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Tape recorder.
You need another paper? Oh, okay, I got you.
That's perfectly
another
fine.
paper.
I'm fine with. Listen, it's a matter of having that adult conversation because you have to have that. I mean, you can't avoid it and just be like, oh, well, this happened. Because I mean, I want to be able to, go into this okay and not have any surprises. Because that sucks.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
which is cool. And then they talked about that too, and they also talked about a rule that they came up with in their relationship about how they deal with anger and disagreements.
Yeah.
Yes,
That-
the arguing thing.
Yes, that they was at a party and he had his first son, who was 2 years old at the time, on his lap,
Yeah.
and they were playing like some card game with at a party with 20 people, and she cursed at him. Jada cursed at Will Smith, and he was like, and he took a newspaper, bopped her on the head, took her outside, and said, "Listen, I will not be in a relationship where there's anger, violence,
And vulgarity.
in vulgarity language." He says, if you are going to do any of those things, then you need to leave. And she was like,
And she cursed again. And then she cursed again.
She
Yeah.
cursed again. He was like, then you need to go. Get out.
It's like,
Yeah.
you're going
Kicked
to
her
break
out.
up over me?
Over
some
some words? He's like, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he let it be known, and he stepped out on her, and she eventually calmed down, came back to him, and then they had to learn how to as a couple they took communication lessons,
Yes.
therapies, and all of that to learn how to speak to each other calmly whenever tensions rise.
Yeah.
They have to say, I can't speak to you right now. Please allow me to decompress and process my feelings
And
and,
then come
to
back
you
and
the way
readdress the issue. Yeah.
the way you deserve to, and come to you in a manner that you deserve. And I love that because
Yeah.
that's something that
I really did.
That's something I practice a lot in my relationships. I remember that one time when a girl cursed at me. She called me a bitch, and I had to
Can we get context after the show? Can we get context? Tone sitting there doing a robot in the corner. I'm sorry. That's sorry, live. You can't see it, but Tone was killing it right now.
This woman called me a bitch that I was seeing, and we was in because she disagreed with
Just
something.
say it one more time, please.
No. Easy now.
Easy now. Yo.
Oh, bitch, am
No, she's arguing on the phone. It's like, yeah, no, I'm just talking to some bitch right now.
Yo.
Oh, she don't.
Where's my newspaper? Unfortunately for me, I didn't have a newspaper to bop her on the head with, like Will did. But I did set her aside and had to tell her yo, I'm not gonna allow you to speak to me. Listen, we're not gonna talk to each other this way, especially over a disagreement. You are old enough and mature enough to advocate for yourself and articulate your feelings in a manner that both of us can understand. And if you don't understand how you feel yet because you're too angry, then take some time to decompress, chill out, and you can come back to me when you calm down and we can talk at that point. And I had to do that, and she just left. But
Never spoke to her again.
never see
Never
her
again.
She won't DM me back.
She won't unblock me.
She won't. It's crazy. Seriously, stop. Unblock me. I love you.
I love you. Oh, man.
That's gonna be the title. Unblock me. I love you.
Yo. Oh, my God.
So that whole thing, was a thing. I love that.
Yeah.
And I saw a little bit of, backlash online of people disagreeing with it. Like, oh, that's training. How dare you try to, suppress your partner's feelings and that they can't express themselves in the way they need to and this and that. And that made me just want to ask the question, yo, is that really wrong?
No, it's not. Let me address this first. It's not training when it's like if you're telling your partner hey, I don't want to argue in such an immature and boisterous manner. I just if we're disagreeing about something, if we're not coming to an understanding about something, let's sit down and talk about it. Not yell, not curse, not be petty. Let's talk about it because there's something.
Try to be rational about it.
Exactly, because if we're going to be in a relationship together, there needs to be rationality, there needs to be an understanding, there needs to be calm, and there needs to be an understanding of okay, here's where you're coming from, here's where I'm coming from. Let's meet in the middle. Because if it's oh, I don't want you doing this, this, and this, but I'm doing A, B, and C, like let me know that it's bothering you in a calm manner. Don't be like, excuse me, I just think it's funny how, like, anytime the words I just think it's funny how,
It's never funny.
exactly, nobody ends up laughing.
Nobody ends up laughing.
nobody-
I know this trick. Wait a minute.
And I'm a comedian. I've never heard another comedian. I just think it's funny how nobody's ever said that on stage. Never in the history of stand-up comedy has a comedian ever said, I just think
I
it's
mean,
funny.
I think Jerry's.
He's never
What's
said
the deal with?
But
He's
he
kind
never
of prefaced.
No, but he's never said, I just think it's funny how.
He should.
That exact phrase.
Should try it tonight.
I'm not. I don't want to.
Evan's gonna be at the strip tonight at 10. Come on down.
When you say it like that, it makes it sound like I'm going to be doing things.
Evening,
Other than
officer.
telling jokes.
Evening, officer.
So
Anyway.
what about you, Evan?
No, I just told my story. You already know how I feel. I just
I'm
spilled my heart out to my ex.
I wasn't listening.
Well, no, the whole training bit. That's what we meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, so you feel that this is something that you practice within your relationships, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you feel that the other person would reciprocate that? Do you think they were open to it? Do you think they were a little
in all
like,
seriousness, like she did get it, and she came back, and that's how we spoke to each other and things like that. We tried to make sure that we spoke to each other on a very well mannered level. We tried to make sure there was no profanity when we were discussing serious, situations that involve our feelings. If somebody feels hurt, we make sure not to curse or belittle anybody's feelings, because that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah.
They even spoke about that on Will and Jada show about, like, once you get to that point, it becomes addictive.
and you can't take it back.
And you can't take it back, and then you have to apologize for the initial reason, and you have to apologize for
The
what-
reaction.
exactly.
behind
Like,
it. So
it's like you
It's a bad
can't
cycle.
uncrack an egg. Like
Yeah.
once it's there, that crack is there forever. It's like you have to keep in mind that what you say, your words hold weight. So if you're gonna say something, say what you mean and mean what you say.
and one thing that I like, that's what they said, and like throughout that whole show, one thing that I really took away from it all was that they've been married for so long, but when you listen to what they were saying, it wasn't until maybe around 8 years ago that they actually, she said when she turned 40, that's when they really started being happy and started like really get the ball rolling. So it took a lot of work for them to get to where they're at today. And that's one of the, I guess, the highlights of them being so private is that we never noticed it, because Will even spoke upon that too, that we were winning in the public eye. Like, we got movies, we got TV shows, you got
Music
your
videos.
Interview the president.
yeah,
for the Nobel
interview the
Peace Prize.
presidents, all of this type of stuff. But at home, we were failing. So it was like, it really spoke to like how Will, it was like such a person that was like, yo, the image of my family, everything's so important.
Yes.
And you can't value what your idea of a perfect marriage is outside of actually practicing the
perfect
proper
marriage. Yeah.
building tools to make a perfect marriage. And it takes a while. So like you said, 20 years is a long time to do. And even they spoke on the whole 45 days of them crying every day and getting past that.
Yeah.
And they'll speak more on it. This is airing Monday, so it'll be airing today, the day that you're hearing it, but we record the night before.
Yes.
So we'll speak more on it next week.
Next episode number.
You tell me, nigga. I don't know shit.
Well, if you haven't watched the Red Table Talk already, definitely check it
go
out.
catch
It's
up now,
definitely
exactly.
a great, insightful.
Make sure you watch that
video.
after. Don't be clicking off of this to go there.
Exactly.
Finish this.
Watch both. Just watch both.
Finish this.
Listen to this, then
Support
watch
black
this,
business.
and
Support
then-
black love. Support it all. Minority justice.
There you go. But yeah.
Oh. I know that sound.
I like how he's using this music, but he doesn't watch the NFL.
That's
And
right.
now,
We're back.
Kenny G with sports.
That's not my name.
But
But
It is
not Kenny
now.
G.
it's not. It was kind of a slow week in sports. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, not much sports was being played this
No,
week.
it's-
Back to you,
This nigga's an expert analyst. Yo, what happened? Nothing. Back to you.
Eds.
No, it wasn't.
Reverse.
Draw four. Draw four. Draw four. Draw four.
That's wild.
Weird flex, but okay. No, it wasn't. I meant like there wasn't a lot of big stories that happened in sports up until like this morning. Cavaliers head coach Tyronn Lue was fired because the Cavs went 0-6 so far in the season. So they were like, "Yeah, Ty, we thank you for the championship that you brought us. We thank you for bringing us to the finals all these years, but you got to go. Clear out your office and your locker. We don't want you around here no more."
Damn.
Yeah. So Teron Lue is out of a job. So Cavs, you can at me. I don't want to coach.
My winning percentage in 2K is the highest.
Exactly. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
I draw a play like the best of them.
No, I don't want to coach. Let me play. Don't even got, no, I can
Play.
bro.
That's what they're gonna do.
I'm gonna
as
get the
soon as
fuck
you
up
to
out
the
of here.
locker
I'm gonna
room.
go to JFK, catch me a flight to Cleveland, so I can
Oh,
set some
my
screens
goodness.
for Kevin Love. I can high five with the best of them. I can pass niggas towels, and I can make a cool couple million. Just not even getting off the bench. That's it. That's all I
Just
want.
gonna
He don't even want to get
bench?
off the bench.
I don't need to if I'm collecting checks like that. So that's what's happening in Cleveland. Over in San Antonio, Greg Popovich has recorded his 1,200th win as a coach. Yes, he is now fifth overall in wins, and by the end of the season, he's going to be in third because number 3, I forget his name at this time, only has 21 more wins than him. Damn. So after this season,
It's most likely.
most likely he's going to be number 3 in wins as a head coach after Pat Riley and that first name. I remember reading it and I was like, yo, I need to remember this name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Boo! Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, get me the
Fire
fuck
from
out of
sports.
here. And then the final sports news. The first trade ever in MMA occurred this week.
Oh yeah, I saw about that. Yeah.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, the former 125-pound champion from UFC, he's heading over to One Championship Fighting in Singapore, and from there we're getting but UFC is getting Ben Askren, undefeated welterweight champion.
People were asking about him, right?
Yes, he's. If you're a big fan of MMA, a big fan of fighting, he's one of those guys that you're always like, oh, I want to see him against GSP, I want to see him against Nick Diaz, I want to see him against this guy, that guy. So,
are we expecting to see some like exciting fights?
hopefully, he's been as soon as this news broke, he took to Twitter and was calling out a whole bunch of fighters. He's calling out Kobe Covington, calling out Darren Till, calling out a whole list of names that he wants to fight, telling Dana White like, yo, set me up now.
That's
I'm ready
crazy.
now.
I actually found a clip of him talking about all those fights.
What'd you say?
Now listen, that's called motherfucking trash, nigga.
It's crazy. He never sounded like that in all his other interviews, but should.
Not to get too
Yo, when you
into it,
get
though.
when you get the money, now
You making money.
Yeah.
Are you
And
fighting?
then niggas was responding back, and he was like, "Listen,
Knock it off, fuckity fuck, nigga. Relax.
Relax. Not to get too crazy deep into it, but how do you feel about them like sanctioning this? Like,
well,
you think that's
so-
gonna like make a whole big case in the MMA and all that
Well-
UFC?
Well, the positive side of it, I see. The fighter that left from UFC, Demetrius Johnson, he was the inaugural 125-pound champion. He recently lost the title by split decision, and the issue with him was he wasn't a big marketable champion. He's only like 5'4". You know, he walks around like 145, but he wasn't like a big name. But if you were a fight fan, you knew him because he was like number 3 pound for pound best fighter of all time because of like how well he executes his techniques in the cage. You know, he broke Anderson Silva's record of consecutive title defenses, and UFC just never acknowledged and never paid him his due, honestly, because he was just like, if you're not a shit talker, you're not getting those big pay-per-view buys and stuff like that.
you
which
got to
is
sell
shame.
drama."
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. That's
so.
what it is.
Bottom line, you think it's good, bad?
For him it's good. For UFC,
better.
they're getting a fresh face that they could possibly match up with like some big names, you know, sell tickets, sell seats, make money. There you go.
Hey.
So that's all that the UFC cares about, making money, not putting on a good show.
Money.
And now a cow with music. No,
Oh man,
I wasn't prepared.
getting my
new album reviews.
getting my files ready.
Yeah, you wouldn't review any new albums. I should make you review new albums. If you guys want to hear some reviews on new music, we could force to kind of listen to all the new stuff.
Damn, because they know how much I have like battles with Post Malone, so I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know. I just got like to the point of liking him,
Tolerating his music.
I say liking. Tolerating is just like Post Malone. Okay,
All right, I guess that's that. But the next topic that I want to talk about, it was something I meant to talk about last week because I put like a little thing up on my IG asking questions about it, and seemed to get a real pushback on that from a lot of people asking the question of would you delete your social media for a healthy relationship if your partner said, for our relationship to work, you got to get rid of your social media. Would you do it?
It's two questions that go into that.
What is
Are they doing the same?
That's one. And two.
And if so, how do I stay in contact with the people I know? What if it's for a business? Text them, but what if it's for a business purpose?
Exactly. That's
the thing that, you know, comes up nowadays. Like some people,
but I'm uncomfortable with you just liking pictures and going.
Shouldn't have signed up for this life.
What? There you go.
No, but I mean, I think that's a really iffy subject because a lot of people use their phones. A lot of people are connected socially for a lot of different things that they do, either for work, either for connecting with family and friends, or just, you know, seeing what's going on in the world.
I had a lot of people say that they were okay with it. Like they're
really?
like, yeah, I do it. They're like,
really?
Yeah, I mean,
if the relationship is
the numbers.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
My thing about it is if you feel that we can only have a positive and healthy relationship if social media weren't involved, then like maybe we don't need to be together, because if it seems to be that it's a trust issue, like you don't
insecurity.
Exactly. Like if you're that insecure about me having social media, then we don't need to be together. Because I don't go on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that to speak to other people in that form of fashion. I go on there to be like, hey, I'm looking at memes, you know, I'm looking at funny videos, I'm staying in contact with people and shit like that.
I'm sorry, he just showed me the
numbers.
He
showed us the metrics.
More than half.
Jesus, yeah.
Like, yo. But I mean,
no, the people said they would never do it, but there was a big percentage that said they would do it. I thought it would be a lot of people saying that they wouldn't do it. And I just thought it was weird because to me, I look at, even if you're not using social media for, you know, business, you know, opportunities and just, you know, whatever, but like, I look at it almost like, yo, this is just a way of interacting with the world and just keeping in touch and having your own view, because you create what you want your timeline to look like. They don't tell you what to look at. You create what you want to look at.
Exactly. It's very personal.
Matter of fact, like, yo, if I delete my social media, how we going to put out this content for the people to watch? Like,
Word.
Like, yo, you
well,
gonna
any chick that wants us to get rid of this podcast,
they gotta go. They got hit the button.
Boo! Get the fuck out of here!
I mean, they're entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, they can get out too.
They are entitled to their wrong opinion. There you go.
They can be wrong.
I try to
that's
get
cool.
brownie points. I'm sorry.
No, that's
yeah,
cool.
they can get the fuck out of here.
No,
Exactly.
I'm just saying that.
We live.
But I look at that just as like, yo, why are you trying to cut off my, you know, communication with the rest of the world? Like, I look at it like, yo, and that's why I ask people to question me why. They're like, no, it's no big deal. I'll do it. Shorty want me to do it. And somebody, he came with me with a lot of like questions about it. I gotta let me go to my DMs to figure that one out.
Well, you know what it is? Like, I don't want to feel as if you're like boxing me in or keeping me to myself simply by like, oh, no more social media. Facebook gone, Instagram gone. Shit, go re-find your MySpace password and delete that shit too. It's like, damn, why we got to do all that shit for?
Did you have to do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was asked. I can't remember my MySpace password.
You can just do forgot password. And
yeah, the email that I used for it, I forgot that password too.
Was it an AIM email?
No, it was a Yahoo password.
Not AIM?
No.
Got you.
I'm gonna fucking fight you after this podcast.
Listen, man.
I'm gonna punch you.
You ever want to get signed? Come on,
I'm gonna
man.
punch you.
Oh man,
Jesus
bring it here.
Damn it! I can't find the fucking conversation that I was having about it. It
But
sucks. Wait,
there was
keep talking. I'm looking.
There was something I wanted to add though, because I'm like thinking to myself, like, because sometimes there are those people that are kind of like off the grid, so to speak. Like, you know, they don't have social media, like they don't have IG, Facebook. That's cool. Now I'm thinking like
they're called Amish.
Okay, I got no electricity.
Yes, I've got this new churn
but
for my butter.
That's where I feel like, you know, that would come up as a big thing, where it's like, oh, this person doesn't have a social media footprint, but they want you to kind of like delete that.
Yeah, and they were saying,
is that fair? You
no,
know?
because this is what the and that goes into what I finally found the conversation. They said that, oh, what if it's just like, you know, your account, you just do mindless tweeting and you just post memes and shit, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I could, you know, why not just delete it if it validates her? You know, it'd be an alright reason. And I was like, yo, you really feel like her taking away your form of expression and interacting with the world is okay? He was like, "No, I don't see it as that deep. You know, you with a chick for a great 4 months, and she says, who can go the longest without social media? Would you do it? Try to make it like a competition, or let's say, you know, her last relationship, went bad because of social media. So she would feel more comfortable with you if it made you delete your social media.
See, no,
Valid point.
now I see an issue with that, with the past relationship thing. Because if you're going to cast your insecurities about your past relationship onto me, that's not an issue with me. That's an issue with you. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm not victim blaming, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be here to help you with like getting over those insecurities. But don't pigeonhole me by putting me like, oh no, because of what this dude did, now you can't use social media. Now you can't go on Facebook. Now you, like, what if she was like, oh, like, Evan, what if she told you, yo, I don't, like, my last boyfriend was a comedian. I don't want you telling jokes no more.
If she hit me with that one,
Yeah.
then I just gotta look at her, man. I don't know what to say, man. It's just
Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
She was like, yo, you being too funny. I see too many.
being too funny.
Being too funny out here.
I see too many ladies in the audience
I
laughing
wish
at you.
somebody in the audience would say that. Somebody, yo, this nigga being too funny.
I gotta leave.
Yo, this nigga crazy.
Him, the robot in the audience and everything.
Exactly. No, I would just not do that either. I wouldn't know. And then what if the girl said, you wouldn't do that just to support her? It's just like, if a girl wanted to diet, would you diet with your girl?
No, that's dumb. Why we both got to be hungry?
Why
No,
we
that's
both gotta be
dumb.
I'm
hungry?
eating for the both of us.
Exactly. No, like anytime.
What if it was for religious reasons?
Exactly.
That's
If it's-
your religion.
Exactly. Like myself personally, I'm a martial arts fighter, so whenever I'm on a diet, I'm not gonna force like all of y'all niggas to not eat with me. Like yo.
Nah, I've seen this nigga look at us funny.
Yeah.
We be on a diet.
Yeah, he does.
He
He
be
does.
eating that one apple. We be having Godoba bowls.
And I'm just like, ah, damn.
But I don't be like smacking the bowl out your hand like, hey, eat this apple with me.
But you
Join
smack
me,
the
my
bowl.
brother.
You don't
You
hand me the
smack the
apple.
bowl.
You
No,
just
you
smack the bowl.
You do
You
smack
just
the bowl.
smack the bowl. You don't.
Or you
That's neither
stab
here
us
nor
with
there.
your
Come
Afro
on.
pick or something like that. You just karate
No.
chop us or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like.
Yeah.
I won't kill y'all, but I be giving y'all the mean side eye because I'm so fucking hungry. I'm just like, that looks so good. That smells so good.
All right, Johnny Appleseed. I mean, for me,
There we go. Found the right button.
Are y'all done with
Yes.
this?
yeah, for me, I'm done with that.
So y'all wouldn't delete y'all social
No.
media?
Nah, I gotta stay
and
by
if
it.
your partner's asking you to do that, that's something you should really dig into your partner.
That's what
Yeah,
I would,
that's what I'm saying,
That's
yeah.
what I would speak on more, not the social media aspect. Just what can we do?
What's
to
your
facilitate?
insecurity? What's
What's your beef?
What's your big what's your big issue with social media?
Yeah,
Word.
and then that just block her. And then,
that way she has to start her own podcast and tell.
Is that the end all be all though? I just gotta ask. Just for jeez.
Unblock me. I still love you.
I just gotta ask. So is that the end all be all? Is that like the final? Like, oh, I blocked you.
No.
Because I mean, it seems
I
like
have
girls-
I have exes I haven't blocked.
I don't. Well, I have one, but I don't block. I don't block none of my exes. But I'm just saying that I feel like nowadays in today's culture, especially with younger girls, they feel the need to like, oh, I'm blocking you because I want your attention. You got to find another way to contact me. I'm testing to see how much you care. That if you can't,
So I
if
gotta
I
send
cut
a
off one
telegram?
path, if I cut off one path, are you willing to find another path to contact me?
Snail mail. I gotta send you a postcard and some shit. Come on, I love you. I don't want to be without you. Unblock me. Stop
Yeah.
playing me.
Is there anybody who you would never block?
Rihanna.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah.
You would never block Rihanna?
Never.
No.
She
Listen,
can never do nothing.
If it
wrong
came
to me.
between I would block Rihanna over one person.
Who?
Our listeners.
I'm sorry. They going
You right. For
It's
that.
gonna be
You
the
right.
Evan and Kenneth podcast because if Rihanna's talking to me, I'm sorry. Y'all good? Yo, man,
Me and bad gal do.
she made Umbrella.
You gonna hold her
All right,
umbrella
never-
while listening to us?
The dream made Umbrella. Okay,
So Tone would
Tone
block. He would not. He would
Tone,
block
you would block Rihanna.
for the dream. It's cool.
You
don't
what?
follow-
You don't follow Bad Girl Riri?
Whoa, get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
there's the door. There's a man. You don't need to be a part of the army to study the drip.
Listen,
She dripping.
we're done with this
I mean,
conversation.
I was gonna say something
I got.
rude.
Yeah,
What
we
were you
gotta
saying?
end this.
You said
conversation.
drip. I was gonna.
Nah.
Wow.
Listen,
Whoa.
listen, guys. I want to make sure that we take a
What?
moment.
What's going on here?
We do acknowledge all of our frequent listeners. Want to make sure.
And our freaky listeners.
Hey.
Can we not after dark?
Oh shit!
Nah, chill. That segment's coming out another day.
No, it's not.
Podcast.
It's another podcast.
Not with me.
Don't follow Can We Not After Dark hashtag. Don't follow that because that's a
That's
whole
gonna be the
completely.
Instagram page. Y'all
Nah.
looking for the username.
After dark.
Anyway, you were
No
saying.
one's
I gotta
Not
do this
enough.
read that Tone sent me. I
Uh-oh.
gotta do this read.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what
You
it
got
says.
it.
If it says anything wild, I just blame Tone.
Blame Tone.
Yeah. It says, just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge, just take a moment from this hot conversation to, that we're having to acknowledge some of our frequent listeners. And actually, last
definitely.
week, Jade told us that a friend of hers loves our show.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
We're going to let her know that we're going to send her a sticker, and we also encourage other people to send in topics and ideas that you want us to talk about for weekly fan questions. So that way we can always send you guys stickers. I have some more coming in the mail. They never came yet, so you can definitely send those out. So please hit us up and let
Stay
us
by
know.
your mailbox.
Get it.
And moving on to viewer questions.
Hey.
Kenneth, did you get any viewer questions?
I did. From the
I never
realest,
get
from
any.
the realest nigga.
I never
Did
asked.
you
You didn't
ask? Yeah.
I never asked.
From the realest nigga living.
Don't ask me any questions.
She hit us up, and it's funny how we were talking about music before and like dedicating songs to your ex. She asked, "What song would you dedicate to your most recent ex?" And she gave an example. She said the song she would dedicate to her most recent ex was "I Don't Fuck With You" by Big Sean. Now, fellas,
No, that's a good song.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's a great song to
It's light.
dedicate to an ex.
It's light. It's light.
Would you?
It's
what do you
tame.
have?
I mean, I don't know if I could dedicate one song
Yeah.
to my ex.
One song.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. She like
I mean, y'all saw my playlist, and that was for multiple exes. So
exactly.
you can figure out which one
were
goes where.
We were talking
It's like Lego pieces.
The episode we talked about this a few
Oh,
episodes ago.
yeah,
like,
episode 5.
Exactly, where we were talking about like songs that we can't listen to anymore
Because of an
that's-
ex, yeah.
Exactly. So that song I would have to dedicate to the ex because it's just like, yo, I just associate.
Symbolic to the relationship.
Exactly. So,
But your most recent ex.
yes, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame.
So, Kai, I don't want to make fun of him for that. So
There you go.
I do have a soul. I'm not
Oh,
gonna make fun of him
man.
for that one.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm making the albums right now.
Oh, you're making the song.
Yeah, I'm making the song. So
Yeah,
you know,
it's actually
gonna,
made by this guy named
Me.
K. Ramsey. Fuck these niggas up.
K. Ramsey, fuck these niggas up. Doom, 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 doom. Nah. For me, if it was gonna be any type of music, I
Was
can't
that
really.
the rubber band?
Listen, shh. We can't say no. We can't do that because we're gonna get sued. Stop. Fuck these things. No, okay. Yeah. Nah, I can't dedicate any music. I don't have anything to. Because I mean, music is a very intimate thing. The only thing I can really say is just if we shared a song together, then that's about it. But I ain't gonna play anything. That's too much work.
Yeah, I guess.
That's too much thought to it.
I don't have any, but you guys
Everything's
have
done.
any?
I mean,
Get us up.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think you can say like I don't have any.
I said I played a playlist.
Yes, I feel like that whole playlist is just dedicated to every one of your exes.
Yeah, it's something for each of
That was
them.
one person.
Wow.
That was one person.
Wow.
There's a little
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
has shots for every fucking body.
but that was my viewer question. What about you, Evan?
I had somebody ask if we were afraid of clowns.
For real?
Ah,
I mean,
shit.
I'm not Diddy, so if a clown jumped out right now,
That wasn't a clown. That was Tupac. I'm telling you, he's alive and well.
Chill, man. Chill.
He's showing up in Jada's house. He's showing up in Diddy's house.
Oh man. Yeah, clowns.
that
That's
wasn't
crazy.
Diddy's house. That was
That's crazy.
Ellen's house.
Same difference.
It's the same
Yeah,
block.
man.
Yeah, exactly. Same studio. Go ahead.
Word.
You afraid of clowns, Akai?
What?
Are you afraid of clowns?
nigga?
No, I don't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna knock what
need
people
to
are
be-
afraid of.
Yeah, ain't no need to be
Like if you're afraid of some shit like that,
afraid
like
of no fucking clowns.
yeah,
Fuck out of here. Fuck clowns, man. Fuck them niggas.
Tay Keith.
fuck those
Call
clowns.
Tay Keith.
Word. He's just going around punching clowns in the face. Fuck these clowns out here, man.
It's just a clown walking around. Damn, take it.
I imagine Tay Keith just being some giant 7-foot black dude, 330 pounds. And that's how he rolls up.
Boop boop. Bonk.
Oh, it's about
here
that
we
time.
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you thought the show was over? Nope, nope, nope. Time for Drama for Your Mama with your host, Jimmy Smits. And I'm here to give you guys the shits.
I need you to stop. I need you to stop. I was watching Law and Order. There's an actual actor named Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Yeah, that's NYPD.
No. He was guest starred on Law and Order. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Sons
So-
of Anarchy too. Yeah,
Anyway.
Jimmy Smits.
Are you guys gonna let me get to my story?
No.
Yes.
No.
The imposter named Jimmy Smits.
I'm gonna call Take Heath.
I'm calling Take Heath.
What's your drama for your mama this week, sir?
Well, this week I have a story. Well, it's not really a story, but it's a video that I saw of a man who, he called his baby mother, and let me give it back to Evan. Thanks, Jimmy. So, dude called his baby moms, said, "Yo, I want to take our daughter out for dinner." She said, "Dope." She brings the daughter to dinner. They have dinner. Then the bill comes, and baby mom's is not trying to pay for herself.
Wait,
He's like,
baby mom stayed?
baby moms came for the dinner, ate dinner, and dude was like, "I'm only paying for." It was the dude, his friend, I guess a friend of theirs, and the baby moms. And dude was like, "I'm paying for me and my baby. I ain't paying for you." And she was like, "Boy, you better stop playing. Pay this bill." And then they ended up getting into an argument, and then she threw a drink at him and got up, grabbed the baby, and left.
What?
And I just want to know y'all guys' opinion. Who's wrong in that situation?
Wow, this.
What? I just want to know if the other person that was there, like,
Recording it?
yeah, did
What?
they pay?
They probably paid their part. They paid their part.
They had to.
So if that person can pay their part, and then the father is obviously paying for himself and the daughter, why can't baby moms pay for herself? Like he didn't invite her out. He was like, "Yo, I want to take all of us out, family dinner, whatever." He was like, "Yo, I'm trying to take my daughter out for food. Like, let me get my daughter." So,
But let's say that the baby was staying with the mom, so moms had to bring him and met up with him at the spot. You want her to just leave, drop the baby off and leave, and come back when the dinner's over?
no, he could drop the baby back off at her.
I guess.
That's like
But
that
is she wrong for
throwing a drink at him. Yeah, like you got
But the yo, just pay for me, man. Just
I mean, it's tough to say. Like, she basically invited herself, unless he explicitly said, like, "Yo."
no, there's people out here who do that.
Exactly.
And
Like,
they impose themselves.
Hey,
Exactly.
what are you guys up to?
Oh, y'all having dinner.
exactly.
Oh, y'all didn't say you was getting Red Lobster. I love Red Lobster.
Exactly. So if he's like, "Yo, I'm trying to take my child out for food. Let me get my child. Nothing about you. I'm paying for me and my
Well,
child."
he didn't clearly in the video.
No,
you
yeah,
saw that
that's-
he didn't state that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, if you explicitly state that, then she is wrong.
Is
for
he
getting
wrong
upset.
for leaving it open for interpretation?
I guess so.
Does he have any fault in there?
Should have been clear about what he wanted to do. I mean, my whole thing is, why have an argument over fucking food? Just
Especially in
pay the
public.
damn bill, man. Like,
But
You-
but
that's a situation you can't
could
take
tell
back.
in
That's
yeah.
That's the one thing I
But
would
you
say.
could tell in that video that they don't really bang with each other.
They
like
they
they're
don't,
not
but at
really-
the same time, you got to remember that you're
like we're
doing,
broken up. We just have a
you're-
child together.
You're putting this out on Front Street for your kid to see. Now, this is something that's
She's not gonna remember this.
That don't mean shit.
Unless you see
she
the
gonna
video.
she gonna be yeah exactly. But I'm
Internet
just
is
like
forever.
yo, just because there's too many times where you'll have that situation out in public already, and you're basically putting your child through that whole experience as well. Like, at least for the sake of the whole thing, just pay the fucking bill. It don't matter, man. Stop trying to be like, oh well, this or that, whatever. So what? Listen, they gave you a child. You want to support your child, support the mom too.
Well, obviously they're both at fault. It's just a percentage
Yeah.
thing. But like I said, he's kind of at fault for leaving it open for interpretation. But then also again, she's at fault because when you order stuff on the thing and if you expect somebody to pay for you, don't
Yeah.
you kind of like go over what you're getting?
Exactly.
I mean, we
'Cause
don't
it's not
even
a
know
date.
what they got.
'Cause it's not a
don't
date.
Yeah,
get
it's
don't get
definitely
like
not a
the
date.
filet
We
mignon
don't,
shit.
But
like,
at the
yo,
same time,
Even though we don't, it's like
But at the
I'm
same
getting
time-
mad drinks, appetizers.
I'm looking at it like this. That's either way it's going, and I know for me, that's the mother of my child.
y'all got to-
If the mother of my child is mainly holding custody of my child, of course I'm gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, all right. Like, I'm
I
gonna
get
bite the
you.
bullet, but like, yo, that's the
You're
mother
gonna
of
be
my
mad
child.
about it, but you're gonna do it.
Listen, when it comes to, for me especially, when it comes to, that's family. All right, here, go.
You on your Will Smith?
Yeah. Fuck that, man. Serious. That's a whack ass move, man. Serious. That's a whack move. Just fucking pay the bill.
That makes sense.
Just pay the bill.
Any closing
Stop being
thoughts?
whack.
No,
Stop being whack. Bite the bullets. Could be worse. You could be paying like 16 G's for something else. For like actual child support. Like Blake Griffin.
And on that note, that's all we got for you guys. So we want to make sure we shout out City Worlds Radio, Skies Crescent Radio.
City
Shout out
World.
to
I
Jay.
can't do
Shout
that.
out to Tone. Shout out to my two co-hosts, Akai, Kenneth. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us.
Thank you guys for having the best listeners in the world. So that's it for
Yeah.
episode 15.
16.
16. That's what I said.
Oh, Lord.
We out. We out. We out.
And we're closed. Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, man.
That's it for episode 15.
This episode. I mean.